Welcome back. This just in. It's Monday, January 17th, and this is your Shekinah Wisdom Podcast. I want to talk to you guys about the divine feminine. The feminine energy is not being honored. And the fact that it's not being honored, it's bursting at the seams, right? It's been suppressed so long that it's bursting at the seams. We all have masculine and feminine properties and characteristics, right? There's a balance. Why? Because we came from a masculine and a feminine, correct? And so within us is that balance. And I think part of the troubles of society is the fact that we can't recognize things as such, right? Masculine and feminine does not mean male, female. Let's get that straight, right? So, when your energy and how you carry yourself, whatever energy you're in, that's what it is, right? Some people have more masculine energy than others. Some people have less. Some people have more feminine energy. And once we know and understand that, we'll start respecting people. And we won't start. The problem right now is we have too many labels. There's too many labels, right? Too many labels being slapped onto things. And people are not performing their individual function. And when we start accepting that there are men that are feminine, there are men that are masculine, there are women that are feminine, there are females that are masculine, right? This is basic science, if we really think about it. And start accepting people where they are, right? Just because a man shows up as feminine does not mean something's wrong with him or he should be labeled as anything else. It's okay. We need the balance of those energies. His family or their family, her family needed that energy because there was an imbalance of some sort, right? And that's what I've been noticing, right? Like situations where there was too much masculine energy, feminine energy was brought into that family, whether it was through a male or a female. And that is the perfect balance of the universe. What people do behind closed doors, that's their business, right? That shouldn't even be up for discussion. But the things that truly matter, we're not discussing. We're pushing that under the rug, right? Because we got these too many labels to worry about and how a person feels to worry about that. Logic and reasoning is being thrown out the window. Because it's like, yeah, we have individual rights, but at the point that it trumps collective rights, then that's when we have a problem. And that's what was happening. We were becoming way too cliquish in this country, globally, not even just in this country. And when you become cliquish, you stop doing things for the right reasons. You are doing things to benefit whatever clique that you belong to. And when that happens, we all fail. Because that is not why we were creating these different sections. It was to bring everything together, like the body, right? You have these individual cells, but each of these cells belong to a different system of the body. And that system works together to keep the whole body safe, not just to maintain that system. Imagine if the circulatory system was not going to work with the respiratory and expiratory system. We're going to have a problem. Like, I'm just going to perform my function. I don't care about anybody else's function and how my function affects those functions. See, we got to get back to being accountable for our actions. And part of being accountable for our actions is holding others accountable. For when we make mistakes, don't just brush it under the rug. Let's correct it. And I'm not saying to create a situation where people are being persecuted. I'm saying we need an opportunity to take the lead out of the paint. How else are we going to learn? You know? So instead of, we do too much persecution here, right? And the biggest persecutors are the ones that are doing the most dirt. So we got to start thinking about things differently in life and start understanding people on an individual level. Why are you functioning this way? Is there something I can do to assist you so that you are not encountering whatever you're encountering? No man's an island. That's why I tell you guys that we were all created imperfect for a reason. We were created imperfect so that we can help one another grow. How else can we achieve that if everybody was perfect? This is the opportunity for us to help one another by checking ourselves. Why, when we do something wrong, do we feel that we have to bring others down at the same time? Just because they didn't get it wrong. That's not right. When you can learn from these experiences. There's a lot of ego displays that are going on. Masked as love, camaraderie, business partnerships. But in order to have a good one, you have to divorce jealousy and envy. That's crazy. Imagine the functions of your body being jealous of one another. How would your body function? It won't. In order for your body to function, all of the systems in your body have to be moving, doing their individual jobs, right? And as long as they're following what their individual jobs are, everything is going to go correctly. But the moment that you decide to add something different and something new to the mix, you're going to have different results, always. And that's another problem that we're having on this planet. Too much manipulation. What's natural is no longer natural anymore. What's being grown from the ground is no longer natural. And it hasn't been for years. They've been experimenting and doing all kinds of things like this for years. But now it's getting to the point where the foods we're eating don't even have the nutrients we need. That means there's just too much of anything is bad. That's what people don't understand. Moderation in all things. That's what we have to know and understand in this life. I have worked hard in my life to make other people happy, but neglected to ensure my own happiness. And that's why I was miserable. By me being miserable, I was attracting other people that was going to add to that misery. So I had to make a decision that I was no longer going to be miserable. And mean it this time. Because there was many times I decided that and was on that path for a while and then jumped off. But then I was able to find a way to get on that path and maintain it. And that's what I teach others how to do. Because this life journey, like Langston Hughes said, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Mother to Son was the first poem I learned in kindergarten. And I know that poem to this day, never knowing that would be my life. And that would be like a story that I would be telling my sons. And it's so true. I want you to go and read Langston Hughes' Mother to Son. want you to think of the imagery you see as you read that story, read that poem. Actually, I'll just recite it to you. Mother to Son by Langston Hughes. Well, son, I'll tell you, life for me ain't been no crystal stair. It had tacks in it and splinters and boards torn up and places with no carpet on the floor. Bare, but all the time I've been climbing on, reaching landings, turning corners, and sometimes going places where ain't been no light. So boy, don't you turn back. Don't you sit down on steps 'cause you find it kind of hard. Don't you fall now 'cause eyes are still climbing and eyes are still going, honey. And life for me ain't been no crystal stair. That poem I learned in kindergarten and recited it over and over and over again. Maybe that was why my life turned out that way, I don't know. Or it was just my destined path. But it became a blueprint of never giving up. Keep going. Things are not always going to be beautiful and crystal clear, but that doesn't mean that you fall down in despair. You get up, you hug yourself, and you keep going. If you don't have anybody to hug you, you hug yourself. That's the best hug you can ever give, is when you hug yourself. I want you to walk on this day of meditation. I want you to be motivated to call in that divine feminine energy. Feel that nurturing love of the women in your life that have touched you. Your grandmothers, your great-grandmothers, your mothers, your aunts, your sisters, your nieces. Feel that divine feminine energy and nurture it. Let it know that I hear you. I want to honor and nurture you through this. Because we need you. The divine feminine is needed. And this also stretches to our planet, the earth. You know, go outside and thank the earth for its contributions in your daily life. Without this planet, you wouldn't be here. But how many times you walk right over it? That's what I'm talking about the feminine energy being oppressed in every shape, form, or fashion. And until we acknowledge that, we're going to continue to suffer on this planet. There has to be that balance, you know, and not a fake balance, a real balance. Feminine energy is bursting at the seams. Everywhere you look, everybody is trying to emulate the feminine energy because it's been suppressed since Neolithic times, where they cut off all the heads of the female deities so you wouldn't know the truth on how there's supposed to be a supreme balance. And the imbalance you see going on, right? The anti-nature, anti-feminine movement, the silent movement that you see going on, that movement is hurting all of us. They're trying to come up with ways to have babies and human babies and other animals. We're not even thinking about spiritually, we're not even taking a delve into scientifically what this could do. We're not even looking at it on any wavelength. And that's where the problem is coming in. See, I'm both left and right brain, so I can see things from both sides. And from being able to see things from both sides, I realize that we are totally out of balance. So I'm going to need you to get information so you could get information like Beyonce said. The lack of information of what your individual function is part of the problem. Us not telling people who they are because we're fearful of what would happen if they were to do what they came here to do. Or trying to tear down somebody because you wasn't sent to do what they came here to do. Like, that's crazy. That's narcissistic. See, that's what I'm saying, a collective consciousness. We got some healing to do. And that's why I want you to join us on our healing journey. Head over to ShekinahWisdom.com. Check out our YouTube, Shekinah Wisdom YouTube page. Head over to IG. You could go to the Shekinah Wisdom Live page where I go live there sometimes. Or just the Shekinah Wisdom page where I just post inspirational posts. But I make sure in my posts I have something for everybody. Something that represents different parts of my journey and different words that I feel would have that got me over it, that can help somebody get over those particular trials. But I really enjoy what I do because this is what I've always done my whole life. This is my passion. I've been like this since a child. Anybody that knows me, that really knew me, they could tell you this about me. This is like, so that's why it just comes, like, that's why I don't have a set schedule or anything like that. It's just, when that message comes, I'm going to send it. And then if another message comes, I'm going to send it. And I'm going to keep sending it. Sometimes there's more than one just in a day. But when I do create them, I want you to take what is being said. And I want you to think about it. Think about everything that we're doing. Think about how we are marginalizing people based on just because their functions is different. You know, the respiratory cells, system cells are mad at the respiratory cell systems. They beefing right now. Like, that doesn't make sense. Y'all got different functions. What's going on? Why are y'all beefing? You're supposed to be working together, you know, so we can eliminate toxins from the body. Not create toxins inside the body. So how are you going to eliminate the toxins from the body? What function can you do to detoxify the body? That's what I want you to think about. All right. You have a wonderful day. I'm going to end it right here. If you want to support what we do, you can cash out Unearthing the Truth. If you want to book an appointment, you can head over to ShekinahWisdom.com. And we have some great stuff in store coming up. I'm really excited about the changes that are about to take place. And all I'm going to say is consistency and focusing on your goals, not allowing people to just distract you, is truly how you achieve. It's not going to happen before it's time. So you got to keep working diligently. Because if you give up right before the time, then everything's going to fall apart. I promise you. You got to keep going. You never know when that next moment is going to be, land you where you need to be in life. And enjoy the present. Live in the now.